Major Dusty Cook. At the Flight Engineer Station is going to be Gunnery Sergeant Josh Samuels. At the Nav Station is going to be Gunnery Sergeant Chris Villalobos. And in the back for your safety and entertainment, we're going to have Gunnery Sergeant Micah Bachtold and Sergeants Chris Farinella and Adrian Castillo. Got it right this time. All right, so now that I've introduced you to my crew, I'm going to give them a quick brief. You guys are welcome to listen in. And then once I'm done with that, I'll give you guys a passenger brief, and then I'll answer any questions that you guys might have about the flight, okay? All right, crew, time is now 3:03. We'll man at 4:05 with a top of the hour takeoff. Runway that we're using today is runway 14. Show line will also be runway 14 with the 500-foot line being taxiway Bravo. Center point is marked with a white semi-trailer. For emergencies today, anything that happens prior to VMCA will abort and handle the emergency on the ground. After VMCA, we'll take it flying and handle it as an airborne emergency. Knock it offs are free, so anytime you see anything unsafe, I want to hear knock it off. I'll level the wings, we'll assess the situation and decide if we can continue. As far as the profile today, once I go on the runway, I'll set takeoff power. At 80 knots, I'll take the yoke. Above VMCA, I'll take it flying and execute a low transition between 3 to 5 feet down the runway. Between 130 and 150 knots, I'll pitch to 45 degrees nose up. And at the top, at 110 knots, I'll push over. That's where you'll feel that 0G. Then I'll execute a 60-degree angle bank turn to the left to a heading of 100. Then I'll execute a reversal turn at 2G, 60 degrees angle bank to the opposite direction to set up for the parade pass. And the setup for the parade pass, I'll descend no greater than 4,000 feet per minute and no less than 500 feet until I call contact. Target altitude today will be 300 feet for the parade pass. Once we're in the crowd line, I'll execute a 60-degree angle bank turn to the left to our egress line. Once on the egress line, I'll pitch to 10 degrees nose up and level off at 1,000 feet to set up for the flat pass. I want to hear 2 miles from the nav, and I'll execute a 60-degree angle bank turn to the right to set up for the flat pass. On the flat pass again, I'll descend no greater than 4,000 feet per minute and no less than 500 feet until I call contact. I'll be no less than 200 feet until I call wings level with a target altitude of 60 feet and a target airspeed of 320 knots. As we're approaching center point, I want to hear stand by center point. I'll call pull and execute a 10 degrees nose up climb with a 60-degree angle bank turn to the left to set up for the head on. On the head on, it'll send no less than 500 feet until I call contact. As we're approaching half a mile from center point, I want to hear 0.5, and I'll execute a 20 degrees nose up climb with a 60-degree angle bank turn to the right to set up on downwind. On downwind, I'll get the flaps in the gear, we'll configure, get our checklist complete, and then at 2 miles, I'll execute a 45-degree angle bank turn to the right to set up for final. On final, I'll pass the throttles to Sammy, drop the flaps to 100, and at 95 knots right above stall speed, I'll execute a 25 degrees nose down dive towards the deck to execute our landing. On the deck, we'll do a full stop landing, so you'll feel the aircraft pitch forward pretty violently, and then we'll execute a really cool wheelie, hopefully today, and then we'll tell Mo that we're done, we'll taxi back to parking. Are there any questions?
With the Blues and the C-130?
Oh, this is my first year with the Blues, so I was selected back this summer in July, and then I started flying Fat Albert in November timeframe is when they let us start training on it. I've been flying the C-130 since 2011.
Excellent.
Yeah.
The new operators that came from up from the gate, they're not going to have all those maintenance ones. They used to fly the thing, and where they're done, they turn everything into, they do a download with all the discrepancies, turn it into maintenance. Maintenance goes out and fix it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. So it's a lot different. You're almost like a helicopter crew in that sense, like a 46 or 53 gear.
yeah, in a sense, yeah. So yeah, when like I say, right now that's where we're running into the navigator that we had. We don't have a navigator anymore. So the 5 of us are still in team. Go up, legs down, tight.
High speed! Altitude right, says 0, 100 right. Left, 50 is gauge. Turn. I see a stick right. Left, center. Runway position. Set. Go! Curtain ready to run about. Hot, clean air.